Hey up, I've just uploaded a video there from this weekend's jaunt. I didn't do much videoing this time. I just wanted to really try and get my head around what I was doing without having to think about camera rolling, is it still rolling, is the battery running out, all that. But I did stick it on when went into London and a little bit heading towards Sittingbourne. So I hid it all together and put a couple of songs on, and it's gonna copyright on us. I can watch it fine on my laptop, I can watch it fine on my phone. So it's exactly the same issue as Foxy had with his little jingle in the sun. Anyway, I've had a good weekend, an excellent weekend. Again, like I struggled on the Friday night to get my head down. Gonna have to come up with a solution, maybe a couple of pints before I go to bed, I don't know. But anyway, I did nearly most of the driving, well definitely most of the driving down, around about 80% of the driving I did. And he had to jump in the lorry every time we pulled into the units, the big industrial estates and things like that, which is fair enough. I didn't mind that. Just a fought on with the tachographs, swapping them over every time we did it, but it's nothing. It's good practice. Bill, I'm sorry I am still on L plates. Hopefully not for long, mate. And I really appreciate the time that you're taking. I know it's direct to everybody, but I know it's specifically aimed at me after my little antics a couple of weeks ago, my reversing attempt on that 90 degrees. I'm pleased to say that the 90 degrees that I did yesterday morning in North Allerton Industrial Estate, we found a great little spot, and it was a lot more open, though we still had that same line to go down and everything like that. And my first attempt was just to do a little reverse back and then into like a pretendy bay. I got out, I assessed it, and then I blanked him out. And I just had my head right out the window, bearing in mind I know I've got to use this mirror as well. He was outside watching, there was nothing about, and bugger me, didn't the truck just go where I wanted it to go? I did overshoot, but there was nothing either way. But that was my first attempt at reversing yesterday morning, the very first go. And come around and he was just gobsmacked. It was brilliant. And he was like, wow, can't believe you've done so well on that first one. And never satisfied, it's Warwick. And the second thing he wanted us to do was to drive quite a way down the road and reverse in a straight line. Bearing in mind, you've got to keep adjusting your steering when you're reversing. So it was good practice. The first time, I'm going to bullshit. The first time when I went, I was alongside the curb. I put myself in that position, so I was too close to the curb, and I got about halfway down, and I could see the back end going in. So I just went, I'm going to have another go, and I'm going to put myself right. It's like, fine, yep, great, because that's what you would do. So I drove forward again. It was further forward. Give myself a nice little distance from the curb. About that. And I come back, and every time I felt it going, I was correcting it in the right way. When I needed to go right, I was turning left and vice versa. So he was quite impressed with that, and he went, okay, then now what I want you to do. Never satisfied with work. There was a gap. I'm going to put the pictures up now. Right, it's colour coded, so the 1, 2, 3. The 1 is the first attempt of what I had to do in the small reverse. The 2 was the straight lining, and the 3 he wanted me to reverse into this car park, which for me is quite narrow. It's not as narrow as a bay, but it was narrow enough, and he wanted us to go in, just get it in the first time. And I bloody did. I got it in, and then he was like, right, great. see this like little drainage system down the middle. I want you to get your wheels on that. So get out, come around and do it again. And what I did was I went quite wide, so I ended up coming across the other side of the road. Sort of, what do you say? It was like a jackknife reverse. So he was giving us all this spiel about if you're going to do a jackknife reverse, you know, you're going to have to be super careful because you take up so much room. You've got to watch for everything. Blah blah blah. He said, so I'll show you how to do a jackknife reverse, which he did. I jumped out. He did the jackknife. He went, I want you to do that, and I did it. I didn't like it. I've got to admit, I preferred the sort of the smooth in, the sort of like, and like just sort of floating when you're doing the other one, just a little bit at a time. And sure enough, that one I went in again to do it, and I got my line absolutely spot on coming in. A back end kicked out a little bit at the end, but he just says, well, what would you do? And I just went, well, it's kicking out and I'm not happy. I'll just pull forward and we'll just do it. So I did, and it was literally down to just do, like, not listening to people barking orders. It's I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody or anything like that, to Eric I'm on about really, but sometimes it's good just to see for yourself without people just doing it. Yeah, I mean, Bill was spot on his previous video to his reversing one when he was saying my biggest error and most other learners is you're listening to somebody barking orders and you do as I say. Well, you should really be doing as you do, so to speak. So I just did, and I felt a lot better anyway. I had like 6 hours kip, I think, that afternoon. Like, I went to sleep. Oh, it was a nightmare, to be honest. I couldn't find anywhere to park, so we ended up on the A2 on a slip road. It was busy, man. So I just put my music on and all that jazz. And it was probably about, well, it was after the Macklums game. I watched that, and then I fell asleep about, say, it must have been about 8 o'clock. And then I was up at 12. Every time he turned the lights on to go to loo, it's like right above my eyes. And he'd had a couple of cans of beer, so he's going to bog every 5 minutes. But then I slept, like, say, from 8 till 12. And then from about, say, 12:30, I got back off again till about 2:45 when we got the call to go and pick up a trailer. Just down the Sittingbourne. Grabbed the trailer, and it was like a straight run down to Newton Aycliffe. He did the first bit. He got to the M25, and just as we come off the M25 during the A1, sorry, there's a truck stop there. We just quickly swapped over, and then I just took it all the way home. Made good time. My positioning on the road's so much better as well. My first time when I did it a couple of weeks ago, driving in the night time and the lights and all that, it was like slightly overwhelming. I was really overtired. This time driving through the night wasn't an issue, and to be honest with you, it was literally only, say, an hour maximum that it was dark, and then the light come up and you come to life. And with Pat, I was good. We had some good crack coming home as well, and before you know it, we've done one drop. Yeah, we had the one drop, and then we had some time to kill before we went to Darlington, because Darlington didn't open until 12 o'clock. So we had half an hour playing in the reverse, and that's all I did, half an hour. And more than happy. I left on a high, and I was still buzzing when I got up this morning about it. So I was pissed off all last week about my last reversing, and I shouldn't have been. I'd never done it before. Never. Learner. My lessons start on the 6th of May, which is a Friday. So I'll go in and do my class 1 first day on the 6th of May. So, and that's in a geared. This Scania is just a beautiful thing, lovely to drive. So I'm going to go back in the arcades again and jump in a piece of shit. But I don't mind that. I want to learn the gears because you just never know what you're going to get thrown in. I do apologise about the last video if you can't hear the music. I'll whip it off completely and then I'll re-upload it with some music that I know is okay. It's only 7 minutes long, but bugger if I can find a 7-minute song that's not copyright protected. I've had a look, I've been at it for ages. So I'd just like to thank everybody as well. That's some lovely comments about my Isla Sheppey video, about what happened to us when I was at sea. I really appreciate it, Fox. I know where you're coming from, mate. I'm old school though, and just deal with it, mate, and I'm fine. And it was just really nice that there's people out there that were touched by my story. So thank you very much, guys. And next year I'm definitely going to do something. I might be calling on some people's help, maybe sort something out as a thank you to the RNLI and the guys on the tug that pulled us out of the water. So anyway, I shall catch you all later, and hopefully this has worked because I'm actually recording it on my video editing software thing that I use and all that jazz, so I don't have lines either side and stuff. So take it easy till next weekend, because I'm away again next weekend, and that'll be my last drive with my company until after I pass my test, or fail my test, go back out with them again. Who knows? Laters. Stay safe.